Hey guys, update in the Sarah Boone case. It looks like attorney number 6 won't be the right one. Maybe she's going to make it to lucky number 7 or carry on until she gets her prize as the 10th attorney. So the court had noticed a status hearing for December 20th and told the parties be ready for that. And before that happened, Sarah Boone sent another letter to the court that we'll go over, and then her attorney has filed a motion to withdraw after that letter. And it's a kind of a standard motion to withdraw, except I did see in it that it said that irreconcilable differences that occurred between the undersigned, that's the lawyer, his client, and his family. I don't know why that's like that. That's a little unusual, maybe typographical. I'm not sure what's going on there. So Boone notes in her letter, she claims that she hasn't heard from her number 6 attorney since August 22nd, 105 days. And yet she's got the status conference coming up, and of course her trial will be coming up. Well, that is a long time to go without talking to your attorney, especially if that's something that you tried to make happen. And I don't know what's going on there. I don't know whether they spoke after she sent this letter and before he filed the motion to withdraw, or what's happening, or what's going on in the court's hearing on the 20th. We'll have to see about that. But she's upset about this, and she's not going to take it, and she has some specific complaints. So anyway, she starts off with the judge right away to let the judge know, I know you guys are just in holiday mode. You're not doing anything. Where's my attorney? Where are you at, judge? We inmates just have to sit and wait for this to pass. Let's all feel sorry for you because you're in jail for murdering someone. You're the person who's certainly the victim here, as she centers this on herself. And if you recall in her interrogation, she told the officer or detective, the biggest punishment is that I'm going to have to live with the fact that I did this. That's punishment enough. And I think at some time in our lives, maybe we've all tried that with an authority figure, that the guilt, the shame of having done what I've done is far worse punishment than you could ever levy. So just let me skate. And then if you get away with it, you're like, I'm sweet, that worked. But hopefully on far less serious situations than murder. So she lets the judge know that she's upset that there hasn't been any progress in her case, and it's difficult to find anything out, and she can't do anything because she can't get in touch with this attorney. The level of frustration has ramped up enough that she's going to become a court Karen, and she's taking this to the manager, and she's in the process of writing. So I suppose she hadn't finished that letter yet. She put it aside halfway done to write this letter. I'm in the process of writing to our governor regarding the mismanagement of her case and the multiple added obstacles and deterrents she's experiencing, trying to avoid any further time-consuming hindrances or setbacks going forward. So I do hope the governor sets aside everything else the governor is doing and takes special notice of her case and the fact that she's irritated by it and can do something about it. I don't mind being flippant because of who she is and what she did, but however, there is an issue going on there with her not being able to speak with her attorney for such a long period of time. There's also an issue that she's going to be headed on to attorney number 7. And when you have a series of failed relationships, maybe if they can't put it in her cell, maybe they could set it to where she could look at it. Maybe a mirror is in order for her, that she could take a look in that and figure out whether maybe any of these relationships with these attorneys would be salvageable if she were less crazy and confrontational. I don't know what she's doing, but it is very unusual to run through that many lawyers, obviously. But maybe she'll get the lucky number 7. Who knows? So her major legitimate concern, legitimate in her eyes, is the violation of her constitutional rights and the degree of neglect and nonchalant approach by everyone in her case to substantially progress, and the illegal, non-permissive release and distribution by the Sheriff's Department of crucial information about her case. So her constitutional rights have been violated, she says, and she doesn't like the fact that various things about the case have been made public, she says, which I have not even seen or even know about. Everyone knows more than I do about my case. Well, not really. I mean, you did it, right? And they even wanted you to look at a video of you doing it when you were being interrogated, and you didn't want to watch the video. So I think it's a reasonable conclusion to reach that you didn't want to be reminded of what you had done. But in case she forgets, she was involved in zipping up her domestic partner into a suitcase and then leaving him in it as he begged for help. And as a result, he ended up dying. Now, she feels it's going to be impossible to choose a jury that would be impartial, fair, and uninfluenced by the mutated, exaggerated, hyped sensationalism. And this is a significant reason she requested a change of venue previously. Well, when she gets to lucky lawyer number 7, maybe they can work on that. I don't know how many people are reading about her case locally. It is a national thing because of the bizarre thing that she did. But there's no difference now. There's nowhere she can go that she isn't known. There's no place in this nation that she could receive 12 people to fairly try her. I think I know where she's going with this one. Let's keep reading. It's an unfair judgment that's been wrongfully and inappropriately already been made. I mean, you look at this video of her laughing at this guy as he's begging for help, and you may reach the conclusion that she's being insensitive, right? And that she's engaging in behavior she shouldn't when she leaves him there. That's so inappropriate. I haven't even seen my discovery or know where my attorney is, my 6th attorney. Still in the dark. She's still a proud citizen of the United States of America, and it's unacceptable. There's much more to everything, much more. And she's been patient to an extreme to explain, interpret, and educate what now seems to be the whole world. So for everybody out there, not just the people who watch my video, but I hope you spread this message far and wide, that she has been extremely patient to the extreme to educate you on why what she did wasn't wrong. I haven't heard that education personally. I just heard her trying to dodge responsibility for it, but whatever. Now, she's hopeful the governor will be able to untangle this, right, and step in to the chaos and mistreatment that she's suffering from as she waits for her case to move forward. She wants to discuss these topics at the hearing on the 20th. That might have been entertaining if it were televised, because she's 25% of the way to Darrell Brooks here, in that she's decided to start articulating all these legal arguments on her own behalf, and they are, of course, none of them grounded in any knowledge of the law. So that's always interesting to hear someone blab off like that, especially a self-centered narcissist, and she does have that in common with Brooks. She's not perhaps as evil as Brooks, obviously, but they share that theme together, that they're tread upon by all of society unfairly, and how dare anyone want to hold them responsible for what they've done, and who cares about this person that got killed, or people in the Brooks case. She wants to manifest some positive energy in her case, and so she concludes by saying, it's time to finally move forward, and in all the right ways. Happy holidays, Sarah Boone. That's her concluding message to the judge. Let's just move forward and in all the right ways. I'm tending to think that if she got a jury and she were convicted of murder and put in jail forever, she would consider that not a right way. I think what she'd like to say is, hey, everybody saw what I did, so just let me go. That's kind of what her stance was at the interrogation. It wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to murder him. She thought at that time was a defense, and maybe she's still dumb enough to think that. There's no shortage of idiocy going around, and she has more than her fair share of that. She's also sending a direct copy of her letter to her attorney so that he also knows she's going to the state manager about this, in case the judge doesn't give him a copy, because no one is as diligent about protocol as she is. I've had no communication from you in any manner for almost 4 months. And that does sound bad. I agree. I believe the court and or judge would have sent copies to you of all my letters to them, but I've been unsuccessful in receiving a response or update by their side also. I want everyone to be aware that I'm still sitting here waiting on you. Again, there's that karma train rolling right into the station with a first-class ticket for Sarah Boone to ride it for quite a while. You're stuck somewhere. You want to get out. People are listening to you, and they're not going to let you out. Sorry about that. Please respond. I look forward to seeing you at a hearing, if not before then, for very much overdue and anticipated progress. Thank you. There's no happy holidays for this lawyer, unfortunately for him. So I don't know if the judge made a decision on the 20th or not. There is a note that there were minutes made, and I didn't see what those were yet. Because there is now a motion to withdraw pending, and they're going to have to deal with that. The judge might try and cajole the attorney and the client to get along so that this thing could stay on its path on the docket. But if that's not possible, this lawyer will leave. I suppose they'll get her another one. I don't know how many she's going to run through and who would want to do it. Obviously, if you're going to be the 7th lawyer, you are wondering why would I be the 7th and not the 2nd or the 1st. So this isn't looking too good for her. So Sarah Boone is still upset at the progress in her case or lack thereof, wants to speak to the state manager about it, as she doesn't think this justice system is being run well at all, certainly not to her satisfaction, all the way from the judge to having to waste her time in a cell, to the lawyers that she can't get along with, So this brings some more drama to this case. I'd said before, is there another delay looming? I still think this case doesn't go to trial when it's currently set. I mean, you got to settle this down at some point. She doesn't want to represent herself. That's clear. She does want a lawyer, and I don't know how they're going to sort through this. But that's one more case update to squeeze in before Christmas time. So Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'll talk to you later.